Hey everyone, just want to give you guys a market update. So yeah, I mean, unfortunately, Bitcoin took a big downfall all the way down to $80,000. However, I still don't think that this bull run is over. I don't think that we have entered a bear market yet. If I look at the weekly stochastics RSI and even just a regular RSI, once again, I'm waiting for this cross to move above to 20. Last time we did that was back here. That was in you know that was like back in whatever March. Okay. Once you go back, when was the last time we did that? That was like 6 months back. Again around here, around 6 months back, 6 months back. And so if we did it, basically you'll have a weekly stochastics RSI that'll cross up whatever, like twice a year. I know it's going to be December in a couple of days, but when this stochastics RSI crosses up from the weekly, goes above 20, and then Bitcoin will have a pretty good run up. I think it'll break its all-time highs of 26,000, almost whatever, $199, right? So yeah, I still don't think this is the end. Here the last low was at 74,500. This is at 80,000. You have what so you have 15,000, 24,000, and 50,000, 74,000, 80,000. You can see just you can see you can see the steps. And yeah, just Bitcoin struggled, but I still don't think the bull run is over. I've mentioned this before, but President Trump, he got midterms, and his party, the Republican Party, they have midterms next year, and they really need to win the midterms if they want to continue to win their. If President Trump wants to, continue on with his agenda, and they're gonna do what they need to do, I think, or they're gonna try to do the best they can to get the votes. And really, the best way for them to get votes is they're gonna have to win, or they're gonna have to boost up the economy. They're gonna have to boost up, stocks, crypto, have people spending money, have credit kind of be cheap, and make people feel that the economy is vibrant, strong. And so that's going to boost up the market. So yeah, I think next year is going to be a big year. Okay. Now that being said, you guys know I've always been a gold silver bug. When I look at the silver chart, silver just broke an all-time high, just had a boost up. I think we're going to see something amazing with silver. That's just me. And so I wish I had this set up previously, but okay, like if you look at the all-time chart for silver, and I told you, if you look at this as a cup and handle, it's a beautiful cup and handle. All right, and then let's go to gold. Gold, I feel like gold's about to break out too. Okay, come on, gold. All right, so I mean, gold really broke, but hold on. This isn't really a good chart to see it. So if we look at this, and if we go to gold, and I think precious metals is waiting to explode. That's for sure. Let's look at it from a quarterly chart. Now, remember, I'm not your financial advisor. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just telling you what I think will happen, and I just give y'all reasons why, okay? Now, let me flip it back to silver. And yeah, it's true. I did sell off, a good portion of my physicals in silver and even a little bit of gold, because got to take profits. But I still holding. At this point, I think silver's going to really blow. And this is why. So here, if you look at this, you have a cup and handle pattern, okay? And so here you have this huge cup, you have this handle, you have this line like here, it broke out. And yeah, it's going to break, maybe retest again, and then shoot up. And if this plays out, and this has been like from 1980 or whatever, all the way to 2025, that's like a 45-year pattern. It's like almost a 50-year pattern, right? So I expect, yeah, silver to really just go up and go beyond just all-time highs. It is already at all-time highs. Now, if I look at, let's say, gold, if I talked about gold and go from here, well, hold on, not that one. Let's go from like here. Okay, so you have this chart like here, and you had this pattern kind of like going this way. And gold broke to the upside. It's probably going to, maybe it can retest, and then I expect gold to hit new all-time highs as well. And so, however, that being said, that I would imagine is going to kind of push the price of Bitcoin a bit down, because you're going to have a lot of money going into precious metals. But later, after gold hits its peak, because I think gold will hit its peak before Bitcoin really has a strong move up. I could be wrong. And then if that happens, then you're going to have a sell-off in precious metal, and all that money will, I imagine, is going to move, a good portion of that money anyway. It's going to go into cryptos, and that's what's going to boost Bitcoin, and also it's going to help start a bull run, a pretty good bull run, I think, for altcoins. And yeah, it sucks because I am in all altcoins right now, so it kind of hurts to see my alts go down. However, when people are selling, when people are scared and all of that, to me, that's when I hold. I'm actually even tempted to sell some silver and switch it over to Tether and buy more alts. However, at the moment, I'm not going to do that. I've done that in the past. I still, after silver just broke out in the cup and handle, I think it's got plenty of room to go up. And so there's no need to do that, in my opinion. And so there you have it. Okay. Anyway, like I said, I'm not your financial advisor. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just telling you what I'm doing, and I get, or what I think will happen. I give y'all reasons why. Do I still think the bull run is still good for the crypto industry? Absolutely. And I told y'all why. I think, President Donald Trump and his party, they are going to do the best they can to win midterms. And the only way you're going to do that is, or the best way to do that is get people feeling good about the economy. Because that's, I think, the biggest issue on how President Trump was elected. So there y'all have it. All right. And yeah, if President Trump, whether you like him or you dislike him, he's the type of person, he tries to actually really get things done when he says it, and I'm pretty sure he's going to really try to get this done. So that's my thesis on it, and I told you how I feel about gold and silver. It's looking good. All right, everyone. God bless all of you in Jesus Christ's name. Yeah, you want to surround yourself with like-minded people, right? And you want to be not just physically healthy, but you want to be spiritually healthy, mentally healthy, emotionally healthy, okay, and also physically healthy. Work hard, you know, um, depending on where you're at or what part or what industry you're in, you might feel like the economy is getting better, but I still think overall, wherever you're at, you still feel that the economy hasn't turned around. But a lot of countries are turning on the money printer, as they say, and so hopefully you'll see something good come around next year. All right, everyone. God bless. In Jesus' name. Bye.